Hey everybody, and welcome to the Pedal Zone, where it's time to dive into one of the most unique utility devices that I have ever encountered. I'm talking about the KMA machine's Endgame. Let's get into it. Man, how do you even describe something like Endgame? I mean, some people might call it a cab simulator, and sure, it does that, but that's definitely not the full story, because it's also a power amp simulator, a doubler, a Bluetooth-enabled aux device, a full stereo effects loop, and a dual headphone amp plus full stereo line out via jack or XLR. It's just a utility powerhouse designed to bookend and complete your pedalboard, so it's ready for any situation, be it at home, on stage, or in the studio. So what I'm gonna do is set up 3 scenarios to show some of the things that Endgame might help you with. Okay. First, I'm going to show you how to easily get a great fundamental clean tone simply by using some boost and EQ as a preamp together with Endgame's inbuilt cab and power amp simulations. And then I'm going to one-up it by adding some mono ambience from the dispatch master, and then take that to stereo heaven via Endgame's inbuilt doubler. Finally, I can have a freaking stereo dispatch master. Yes! Oh, and please wear some headphones for this to get the full stereo experience. Alright, now I'm going to show you the Bluetooth-enabled aux-in, which can be used for backing track playback, so you can practice or perform alongside your favorite tunes. And to connect the Bluetooth device to Endgame, all you have to do is press and hold the pair button on the back. And when the link LED starts to blink, you just hit pair on your phone if that's the device you're using. And boom, Endgame will appear. And now all that's left to do is find the perfect balance between your guitar and the backing track via the aux mix dial. And you're ready to go. I'm going to be using the Westwood Overdrive as my preamp for this example because I want a gritty lead tone. And then I'm going to get some assistance from the slicer and the Nemesis in the stereo effects loop of Endgame to add some tremolo and ambience to it all. And also, the doubler is really nifty in a situation like this because it can really help out carve out some natural space for your guitar in an already dense stereo mix. And finally, it's time to fully indulge ourselves in Endgame's stereo effects loop. And this part actually serves to show two things, because I'm gonna hook my Boss IR200 up to Endgame, and the IR200 is already a complete amp sim solution, so why would I do that? Well, The IR200 doesn't have a full stereo effects loop. It only has a mono send and a stereo return, so by using it together with Endgame, I can actually do more experimental patching. I could, for instance, have the collider in there for, you know, standard stereo reverb delay ambience, and then hook up Darkstar and Sunlight, which are mono devices, into each channel of the collider for some really unique split stereo soundscapes. This kind of setup also frees up things that I can actually do on my IR200, because before I used the buttons to turn the effects loop on and off and engage a solo boost, but now I'm engaging my effects loop via the Endgame, so I can actually use these buttons to switch patches and go from a pristine clean tone to a gritty edge of breakup sound. And also when doing, you know, split experimental stereo soundscapes like this, Endgame's doubler can really help add dimension and glue to the entire sound. Okay, so what have we learned today? 1. Endgame is ridiculously easy to use compared to other amp and cab simulators out there. There's no menu diving, just plug and play simplicity like you're used to with other pedals out there. Just a couple of knobs, 2 toggles, and the truth. 2. The cab and power amp simulations might not be as rich in quantity as other products out there, but they definitely make up for it in quality. Like, I'd personally rather have 5 cabs that all sound great instead of 100 where just a couple of them sound great, so there's no fear of option paralysis here. But if you should have some personal cab IRs that you're really fond of, then you can always load them into Endgame. 3. That doubler. I mean, that doubler is so freaking awesome, and it really adds life and width to a standard mono chain. But it can also help carve out space for your guitar in a dense stereo mix when recording or performing live. 4. Endgame isn't just a cab sim pedal. It's a high-powered utility device. So if you already have an amp or a CapSim device, then Endgame can still add a lot of good stuff to your rig. Be it through the doubler, the stereo effects loop, the aux in, the dual headphone amp, or the extensive connectivity options, you know, the ins and outs of the thing. Endgame is a solution, and hey, who knows? It might just fix a problem that you're having. Alright gang, that's all of the Endgame goodness I have for you. Thanks so much for sticking around till the end. I really do appreciate it. And remember to do the little like, comment, subscribe dance if you want to help me, the channel, by appeasing the great YouTube overlords. I've done a bunch of KMA demos throughout the lifetime of the channel, so check out this playlist that I made for you. And finally, remember, you can find the Endgame and a lot of other pedals over at thepedalzone.com. Bye!